If you're trying to break into cybersecurity right now and you feel like you're doing everything right but getting nowhere, this video is going to change how you think about your skill set. I'm going to walk you through 5 skills that are actually getting people hired in 2026. Some of these will surprise you, and I'll show you exactly how to build each one for free or cheap. There's also one stat I came across recently that changed how I advise every single candidate I work with. I'll share it with you in a few minutes, and it might change your entire approach. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name's Gough. I've been recruiting now for 15 years. I sit on the other side of the hiring desk. What I see every single week are candidates with great certifications, solid study habits, and zero understanding of what hiring managers are actually filtering for right now. Now, the market has shifted. The skills that mattered 2 or 3 years ago are not the same skills that get you shortlisted today. So let's get into it. Section 1, Cloud Security Fundamentals. Here's one of the things that not everyone wants to hear, but if you're ignoring cloud security in 2026, you're making yourself invisible to about half the roles on the market right now. Cloud security is the #1 sought after technical skill this year. Not networking, not scripting, but cloud. And I get it, cloud can feel overwhelming. AWS has hundreds of services. Azure has its own ecosystem. It feels like you need to know everything, but here's what I actually see on job descriptions when they land on my desk. They want people who understand the basics, which is identity and access management, how login works in cloud environments, how misconfigurations create vulnerabilities. That's it for junior roles. You don't need to be a cloud architect or an expert. You just need to understand how security works in cloud environments, because that's where most organizations are operating now. In fact, about 90% of businesses are on the cloud. So how do you build this? Start with one platform. Pick AWS, Azure, or GCP. It doesn't matter which. AWS and Azure both have free tiers. Now spin up an account and start exploring. For structured learning, the AWS Cloud Practitioner or the AZ900 Azure Fundamentals will give you the baseline. Both are affordable exams and highly recognized globally. Then go one step further. Build a simple cloud lab. Set up IAM roles, enable login, internationally misconfigure something, and then fix it. But document the whole thing. You'll be amazed how many people still don't document everything. I can't stress that enough. It will come back to help you later on when you apply for jobs. That one project puts you ahead of most applicants I see. Most people just put cloud security on their resume without being able to explain what they've actually done in a cloud environment. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if you nail cloud security, there's something else that's quietly killing applications in 2026. And most candidates have no idea they're doing it. That brings us to section 2, hands-on proof over certifications. Now, I'm a recruiter. I've helped lots of people, and I'm going to tell you something that might sting. Certifications alone are not getting people jobs anymore. Back in the day, you could argue that if you got a certification, it was a lot easier to get your foot in the door. They're still very important, but certifications alone won't get you a job. The data backs this up. A recent industry report found that 83% of cybersecurity roles now require hands-on experience. And here's the part that should get your attention. 75% of junior roles will require that too. 75%. That means even at entry level, hiring managers want to see that you've actually done something, not just studied something. You've actually done it. This is the single biggest shift I've seen in the last 2 to 3 years. Skills-based hiring is accelerating fast. Employers care less, honestly, about your title or your degree and more about what you can actually demonstrate. So what does this actually look like? Well, it looks like a home SEAM lab that you've documented on GitHub with screenshots and explanations. It looks like try hack me rooms you've completed and you've written up on LinkedIn. Or it looks like a Python script you've built to pass logs you've published with a README that explains the problem it solves. Every time I shortlist candidates, the person with 3 solid projects beats the person with 5 certifications every single time. Now, once again, I'm not saying don't get certified. I'm really not. Certifications are important and they still get you past the HR filter. Whether that's Security Plus, CCDL1, the CYSA Plus, these matter, but they're the entry ticket. They're not the differentiator. The differentiator is proof. If you want a structured way to build that proof, I've put something together that I think is going to really help you. I'm excited to say it's called the Cybersecurity Job-Ready Blueprint. It maps out exactly which projects to build, how to document them, and how to turn all of this into a profile that gets you interviews. I've just launched it this week, and the link's in the description. It's a blueprint that talks through the first 90 days, and it's perfect for anyone looking to break into cybersecurity. Combine that and watch these videos and you'll be on the right path. All right, quick question before we move on. Which of these 5 skills are you most focused on right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. All right, section 3, AI as a collaboration skill. Now this one surprises people. AI is showing up on job descriptions this year, not as a threat to your career, but as a skill employers expect you to have. Remember everyone, AI is here. It's coming fast and it's only going to get more prevalent. So you need to get on board. And I don't mean you need to build machine learning models. I mean hiring managers want to see that you can work alongside AI tools to be more effective. Think about it from their perspective. SOC teams are drowning in alerts, thousands of them per day. If you can use AI tools to triage faster, write detection rules more efficiently, or draft incident response in half the time, you just became twice as valuable as the candidates who can't. Tools like Microsoft Copilot for security or CrowdStrike Charlotte AI, and even general tools like ChatGPT are already being used by security teams right now. This isn't the future, guys. This is happening. So what should you actually learn? Well, first, get comfortable using AI as a productivity tool. Use it to help you write scripts. Use it to explain complex concepts. Use it to draft documentation. Practice prompting it effectively for security-specific tasks. Second, and this is the part most people miss, understand AI's limitations. It does still hallucinate. One day maybe it won't, but at the moment it still does. It still lacks context. It needs verification. Now, a hiring manager doesn't just want someone who uses AI, they want someone who knows when AI is wrong. Third, start understanding AI security risks, such as prompt injection or model poisoning. These are emerging threats, and candidates who can speak to them intelligently stand out immediately. If you want to go deeper, CompTIA just launched SecAI Plus in February this year. It's brand new and specifically covers AI in cybersecurity. It could be a smart strategic play if you want to position yourself early in this space. However, if you haven't done any other certifications yet, I'm not saying do this first. Get your fundamentals, but it's something to bear in mind. And here's the thing, this skill compounds everything else. AI makes your cloud skills more efficient. AI makes your hands-on projects faster to build. AI makes your documentation sharper. It's a multiplier. But there's one skill that no AI tool can replace, and it's the one I see decide more hiring outcomes than anything else on this list. And most candidates completely overlook it. And that brings us to section 4, communication and documentation. Now, I've said this time and time again, and I'll keep saying it because it keeps being true. Communication is the most underrated skill in cybersecurity, full stop. And it's the one that gets people promoted faster than anything else. Every week I talk to hiring managers, and one of the things they complain about the most is not that a candidate can't use Splunk. It's that a candidate can't explain what they found in Splunk to someone who doesn't know what Splunk is. And remember, most of the business won't know what Splunk is. Security is not just alerts and dashboards, it's people, it's meetings, it's writing incident summaries, it's explaining risks to a board member who's never opened a terminal in their life. Let's talk through an example. So if there were 2 candidates for the same SOC analyst role, some certs, some lab experience, one sent a follow-up email after the interview that summarized the key discussion points and added a recommendation based on something the hiring manager mentioned. The other sent a one-liner saying thanks. Guess who got the offer? 2 candidates with the same technical knowledge. The one who communicates better always gets the job. Always. I've seen it play out so many times. So you might ask, Luke, how do I build this? Well, I recommend start documenting what you learn. Every lab you build, every room you complete, every certification you study for, write about it. Get up LinkedIn, write a post, a simple blog, GitHub, READMEs. There's so many different ways you can do this, but just get your stuff out there. You're building 2 things at once, a portfolio that proves your skills and the communication muscle that makes you hireable. Here's a simple framework. Explain what you did, why you did it, what you learned, and what you do differently. That's it, 4 lines. Do this consistently and you'll develop the ability to communicate technical concepts clearly, which is exactly what hiring managers are desperate for. I get a lot of people all the time in comments on my messages on here, on LinkedIn, on X, saying, I've tried all this, I've got my certifications, and I still can't get past the second round interview, or I'm not getting interviews, or there's lots of different reasons. So try something else. If you feel your communication skills aren't strong enough, practice this, learn it, because it could be the thing that sets you apart. But knowing how to communicate is only powerful if you know what to communicate about, and that's where the final skill comes in. It's the one most people aren't talking about yet. And I think it's going to separate good candidates from great ones over the next 12 months. That brings us to section 5, cross-domain thinking. Now, what does this mean? Cross-domain thinking means you don't just understand your lane, you understand how security connects to the rest of the business. Here's what I mean. The days of a SOC analyst who only looks at alerts are fading. Employers this year want people who can connect security events to business impact, who understand that a misfigured cloud bucket isn't just a technical issue, it's a compliance risk, a reputational risk, even a potential financial one. GRC knowledge is becoming valuable even for technical roles. Understanding frameworks like NIST or ISO 27001 at a basic level shows employers you can think beyond the alert. And it goes the other way too. If you're on the GRC side, understanding how a SOC operates and what technical controls actually look like make you far more effective at assessing risks. The point is this: the most hireable candidates in 2026 will be the ones who can cross boundaries. Technical people who understand business concepts. Business people who understand technical reality. You don't need to be an expert in everything, but showing you understand how security fits into the bigger picture, that's a genuine edge. A simple way to start: when you're studying anything technical, ask yourself, so what? What does this mean for the business? When you're studying anything governance related, ask, what does this look like in practice? What tools enforce this? That habit alone will set you apart. So let's bring this together. Here's your 2026 roadmap from a recruiter who sees what actually is getting people hired. 1. Cloud security fundamentals. Pick a platform, build a lab, understand how security works, where most businesses now operate. 2. Hands-on proof. Certifications open doors, but projects close deals. 3. AI collaboration. Learn to work alongside AI tools, understand their limitations. 4. So important, communication and documentation. Write about what you learn, explain it simply and document it. And 5, cross-domain thinking. Connect security to business. Understand the bigger picture. Stop thinking in silos. None of these require years of experience. All of them are buildable right now with free or affordable resources. And together, they create a profile that hiring managers genuinely want to talk to. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to talk about something quickly that I mentioned briefly in the video earlier. This week, I released the Cybersecurity Job-Ready Blueprint. It's a step-by-step system that pulls together everything we've talked about today and more. There's 5 modules covering your foundational certifications, hands-on projects, how to package yourself professionally, and how to actually land the role. There's a 90-day action plan, Australian-specific resources and international, a full section on AI and cybersecurity, and the exact interview questions I ask candidates with what good answers look like. All from 15 years on the other side of the hiring desk. Launch pricing is still live for a few more days, so grab it while it's there. Link is in the description, and honestly, grabbing a copy is one of the best ways you can support this channel too. Now, we've covered the 5 skills that are actually getting people hired right now, but knowing the skills is only half the battle. Unless you know how to position yourself, write a resume that gets you past the filters and nails the interviews, you're still leaving it to chance. If you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe. We're going to go deep on this stuff all year. Every video I make comes from 15 years of sitting on the other side of a hiring desk, and I'm sharing everything I wish candidates knew before they applied. Thanks for watching. As always, keep leveling up your career. I'll see you on the next video.